A young lady discovered a package by the dumpster. She sobbed as she realized what was inside. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. It was just another Saturday afternoon, and she was spending it with her pals. Having eaten a delicious lunch and explored the shopping center, she was ultimately dropping her buddy off at home. But nothing was what it seemed. Savannah saw an odd crate by the dumpster as she arrived at her friend's apartment building. Intrigued by the mysterious object, she approached it gingerly, and what she found inside made her burst into tears. You won't believe this remarkable story. In July 2017, a hot summer's day saw 16-year-old Savannah and her closest friend making their way home after spending the day together. Savannah observed something quite weird as they pulled into her friend's apartment complex parking lot. After pulling up next to the dumpsters, Savannah noticed an odd-looking crate. It was distinct from the other trash stacked around it, tucked up against the green aluminum. What on earth might that be? Savannah approached the crate, which she later discovered to be a dog kennel, unable to satisfy her curiosity. As she got closer, the teen jumped back, alarmed. There was a noise coming from something that was moving within the carton. Savannah told the local media that she was freaking out by the stunning finding. I was thinking, oh my gosh, while I was speaking with one of my pals on the phone. And when you find out why, you'll be startled too. There were 5 small, terrified chihuahuas in the container. It would be an understatement to say that Savannah was stunned and troubled by what had happened. My friend had to comfort me after I nearly started crying. That struck me as sad. How in the world could someone do that? Savannah saw that the puppies were not doing well after examining them more closely. They had fleas all over them and appeared undernourished. The teenager could not possibly have left them in a container by themselves for the night. She therefore made the decision to bring them home. Fortunately, Savannah had an amazing support system of friends who were eager to help her tend to the animals during the weekend. Hopefully, by Monday morning, she would be able to take them to a nearby veterinarian. But the most shocking revelation of all was about to happen. These scared, tiny chihuahuas appeared to have probably lived their entire lives in a cage. A family acquaintance speculated that the precious puppies were probably no longer viable because they had been used for breeding. That's the reason someone abruptly abandoned them. How could someone treat a living thing in such a horrific way? The canines were in desperate need of love and care because they had just gone through such a horrific experience. All of Savannah's friends consented to assist with dog care. Their goal was to provide them the consolation they so sorely required. Isn't it amazing to witness a younger generation that is so giving? Following a vet checkup, the friends' ultimate goal was to locate these dogs' forever homes. They were afraid that taking them to an animal shelter might result in their being put to death. Since Savannah, even with the assistance of her friends, could not possibly care for all 5 canines in her home, they determined it was their responsibility to locate suitable adopters for the dogs. The teenagers asked their parents if dividing the dogs up was acceptable. Ultimately, every friend took home a frightened but adorable puppy. They would now have to decide how to find them long-term residences. The Nextdoor app, which served as a social network for communities to remain in touch, was recommended by a parent to the teenagers. Users of the app could locate babysitters, things to sell, and more about their local neighbors. Is there any chance it would help locate the dogs' new homes? The teenagers put an advertisement on the app, believing they had nothing to lose, and hoped it would draw in some kind dog owners. Any assistance someone could provide for the dog's welfare would be greatly appreciated, even if they were unable to adopt one of them. The advertisement seemed to get no response at first. The teenagers prayed that someone would come to their aid as they continued to provide love and care for their small orphans. Fortunately, their wait wasn't too long. Locals started responding to the advertisement in large numbers the following day. They supported the youngsters' efforts and offered financial assistance for the pups' veterinary needs. Before long, the organization had found foster homes for the dogs. Some of the dogs even received outright adoptions. Regretfully, one of the adorable puppies had an unexpected issue. Emma, one of the small Chihuahuas, developed a hernia and was in very poor health. Upon veterinary examination, it was concluded that she required significant medical care. Fortunately, her savior would be at her side in no time. Savannah and her family were sadly unable to pay for the expensive hernia treatment. Concerned about how she would provide the adorable dog with the care she required, Savannah was taken aback when a friend's parents from school offered to assist. The Nextdoor app's advertisement about Emma's adorable dogs captured the Perez's attention right away, and they knew they had to assist her. As a result, they got in touch with Savannah and promised to look after Emma while she recovered and to cover her medical costs. The other Chihuahuas all found their forever homes while Emma was recovering. Emma, who is so adorable, was left without a permanent home as a result. Will she ever find a place to live forever? Because of Emma's health problems, Savannah and her pals were concerned that someone might decide not to adopt her. But their worries were unfounded. Even though she also had a medical problem, one of the puppies had found her forever home. Another Chihuahua that was abandoned, Loca, had a muscular condition that prevented her from walking normally. However, her new family adopted her regardless of this. This gave Savannah optimism that Emma would also be able to obtain housing. The outcome for the dogs was better for Savannah than she could have imagined. But she understood that they probably wouldn't have lived if she hadn't brought them home that evening. For the teenager, the community's overwhelming support was also a welcome surprise. She told Fox 26 that she was thrilled that everyone in the neighborhood wanted to find the dogs everlasting homes, and that some individuals even wanted to give the animals financial donations. Savannah was really fortunate to reside in a generous community. Mrs. Perez, Emma's foster mother, is incredibly proud of the teenagers. "It touches my heart as a mom," Perez continued. "Not only is my son friends with these young ladies, but they've all made the decision to help anyone who's in need, even if it's an animal." The Chihuahuas have found new homes, but it is still unknown who abandoned them and why. Though the incident has been investigated by authorities, very few hints point to the identity of the person who may have abandoned the puppies at the garbage. State regulations in Texas stipulate that leaving an animal behind can result in legal action in both civil and criminal courts. Unfortunately, the individuals who abandoned these 5 Chihuahuas have escaped punishment thus far. Justice must be served. Sadly, abandoning a dog is not an uncommon event. Over 3.3 million dogs are left at shelters in the U.S. annually, according to the ASPCA. Of those 3.3 million, 1.5 million are put to death in kill shelters. For an animal that doesn't deserve it, it's a horrible fate. Thankfully, Savannah's generosity and compassionate nature allowed these adorable Chihuahuas to overcome the obstacles. They can now live in loving, well-cared-for homes where they are respected and valued. We hope the best for these adorable puppies in their new lives. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.